out. I found this at a local antique store. Someone's grandma took their time on this one. It is absolutely beautiful. This crocheting here, this crochet piece. I'm not sure how well you can see it, but it's so beautiful. Oh, look at that! And Sam Thane just ordered the box. That means that I have 23 boxes left, guys. Only 23. I wish I could have put more. I wish I could have them priced just even better for you guys, but sadly I can't, because I am making very little profit as it is. Love you guys so much. Uh, and it looks like we just had someone join us. So hello to our latest viewer. Nice to see you. We're going to be reading, um, and studying and drinking some tea. And I was just saying I had some chai tea because it's cold outside, and I love my chai. I've actually got the what I like to call the holy tea set. This is the company tea set that I use on streams and such. And if you guys keep up, I am currently editing a video with a sort of like theme song, you could say, and I'll be releasing that on YouTube and Instagram here soon. Very excited for that one. And I do all of them, all of the theme songs and stuff for it. I own a dulcimer and I play that. So if you watch my videos in the future, which will start off with it'll show the insignia and then fade to black and then I'll fade in. That first like ditty there, it'll go dun 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 dun. That's me on the dulcimer just playing. Super fun. I can't wait for you guys to hear that. My little sister actually came up with the theme song, so that's really fun. Okay, let's get to reading, and I will be keeping track of the stream, of the questions in chat if you guys have any on the St. Margaret's experience or my videos in the future or what I plan to do. And we're just going to chill. looks like we're down to one viewer. It's just you and me, Sam Thane. But that's okay. We're just gonna chill and read. I'm already on chapter 6 because I'm moving through this at a pretty quick rate. I might even share a little bit when I get to Physica and just what we're gonna be doing. And again, for those who are rewatching this on YouTube, thank you so much. I am looking at my Squarespace payments right now, and we're still at 23 boxes. Um, we're just waiting and enjoying all of the good times. I cannot wait for you guys to really enjoy these boxes. I know that I've got some people who they don't want to purchase anything on Sundays. um, which is sometimes what people practice. They don't even want to shop on Sundays, and that's completely fine. This will be obviously available tomorrow and the day afterward. It'll, assuming that we don't have a large amount of, you know, people just buying them up in the next few hours. Which don't get me wrong, would be amazing. But I know that the truth is that this will be a kind of a slow burn, and that's really beautiful to see because it means that I can email and possibly just talk to each and every person who buys this. Very excited to send these boxes to you and to say thank you to everyone um, just for doing this. It's really amazing. It this business really has been life changing for me. Just sharing a little bit about that. I think as I've gotten into business, I've realized how serious things can be, but also how playful you can be in that time period. How deeply you can learn just through the experience of talking with potential customers, but also just people in general. The amount of people that you interact with when you decide to start a business, you never really think about it. I've interacted with people. I think the oldest of which was 80 something, and the youngest of which was like 9. I mean, and it was just like the daughter of a customer who just wanted to talk to me nonstop about tea. And you know, I love kids, so it's nice to just sit and talk with them. And I was sitting with the parents, and then every once in a while she would pipe up and be like, well, what about this tea makes it special? Why St. Blaise? Why this? Very, very astute individual. And then this 80-year-old, she had some personal issues when it came to like tea. She'd been like exposed to a lot of really weird gurus and stuff, and I totally understand that too. Because some of the people I was taught by, weird gurus, or hippies, or into like Wiccan and stuff, and you just wanna, you know, you have to have faith in something. I respect that people have faith in other things, but she didn't want to be exposed to any of that. She wanted to deal with like something that was very much rooted in Christianity or rooted in something else. Um, so I said, well, that's that. This is the place for you, and I would invite anyone to explore what their views and their personal preferences are in those ways with herbs because they really are life changing and helpful. I know they've changed my life in a deep and profound way, which I will hopefully be talking about more in a future interview with a fellow herbalist friend in town here. But until then, it's just time to relax, time to study, time to allow for the life changing graces of God, the life changing graces of herbs to enter into ourselves. Ah, lovely. Sorry guys, my friends are going crazy on here, just trying to join in, and they're not used to Twitch. They're not Twitch stream uh, savvy, so I'm texting some of them. Uh, Not you, Crafty Dragon, because I know I'm with you separately. You be chilling with us. Welcome back. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Nice to see you. This is my favorite right here from Romans. Check this out. The reason I'm reading Romans right now, for context, is that I am part of a biblical textual analysis class here at college, and it also helps with you know learning to and knowing God better, of course. But it's also because I am giving an overview on Romans in class tomorrow. So I'm just reading through it right now, and I was allowed to choose which book of the Bible, and I chose Romans because it's by Saint Paul, and it is John Chrysostom's favorite book in the Bible. Saint John Chrysostom is my patron saint. So as Catholics, that's a saint that we choose when we get confirmed. Usually, like 15 or 16 years old, we go through the sacrament of confirmation, which is similar to a baptism, but we already have done the baptism, so it's like a second baptism, sort of. There's a lot more to it. I suggest you check out something like Council of Trent or Catholic Questions, Catholic Answers, if you want to learn a little bit more about it. But mostly, I'm doing this because my saint, Saint John Chrysostom, who I'm very close with, and I hope to make a tea for him at some point, absolutely loved Saint Paul, who wrote the Book of Romans, and particularly he loved the Book of Romans, which I also love. And here's one of my favorites, one of my favorite parts of it. It's chapter Romans 9, 19 through 27, but I'll just read this portion here, where he says, "Even us, whom he has called, not from the Jews, but also from the Gentiles. As indeed he says in Hosea, those who were not my people I will call my people, and her who was not beloved I will call my beloved. And in the very place where it was said to them, you are not my people, they will be called sons of the living God." That is so deep for me. I just love it because this talks about how God's salvation is for everyone, not just the Jews, which at the time there was a conversation consistently over and over again over Jews boasting that they were God's chosen people. And after Jesus died, and came back from the dead, they were talking about uh, Paul made sure to tell the Romans, you know, a lot of you are Gentiles and a lot of you are Jews. In fact, he names the Gentiles by name later in here. Um, he says, all of you are saved through Christ and by your faith and by your works. And it's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, yeah. And that's the whole point of this book, really. Just to correct the boasting issues that were there and to make it clear that everyone is saved through Christ. Um, and how it ends, he says he's going to come there and visit, and he does shortly after writing this. So this is kind of a letter of introduction as well, and it's very deep. He talks about spiritual gifts, the resurrection from the dead, the resurrection from through Christ. Um, Paul's just in general anxieties as well. He talks about that a little bit. And then he ends with, I love how he ends this. He ends with the contribution for the saints, and then a final message and a greeting. Not like a conclusion, but a greeting, and that's really cool. Hey, Moonwolf just followed me. Nice to see you, Moon. I know we know each other on Discord. It's lovely to see you. If you're I'm not sure if you're present or if you just followed, but hello nonetheless. Hey, Moon, how you doing? Nice to see you. I was actually just moving um, from my Catholic study Bible, which is absolutely huge, to Physica, which is the first ever written materia medica, that is herbal journal, like list of herbs ever in the world, or at least that we have present. So that's really cool. So yeah, mostly what this stream is about is just if anyone has any questions about teas and stuff that I have, or if anyone just wants to know about the little mishap today where I didn't post where I didn't post on Squarespace the St. Margaret's Experience box, which I'm selling now, and it posted it like 6 p.m. instead. That was an operator error on my part, and I have a whole little contemplation video trying to twist that for the better. But honestly, I was almost in tears in the basilica because I was so disappointed in myself. But we're okay now. We're chilling, we're reading, and doing some studying. Oh, and also, Moon, I have some. I'm drinking chai for the our tea for the night, and I was telling him it's because it's really cold. It's really, really, really cold, and the heater doesn't work properly. So if they turn on the heat, it's gonna get to like 80 degrees in here. But if they don't turn on the heat, it just stays consistently at like 55 to 60, and it's just way too cold. So I've got my blanket that I picked up at an antique store, and I've got my pillows and blankets around me. But I've got some chai to keep me warm. Ooh, what does chai taste like? Let's see. Chai contains this particular one. I know it contains cardamom, a little bit of black pepper, and just a black tea undertone. Um, the best chai I've ever had, hands down. I don't produce a chai. Is from Mountain Rose Herbs, which is where I source all of my teas, and they make a firefly chai, and that one is an actual chai. It is going to be very spicy. Any chai is going to be, it's going to be kind of spicy. So you'll taste that peppery zest to it. It'll be very earthy, and chai is the word literally means tea, right? So people say they want a chai coffee or like a chai tea coffee, but they're just saying I want a tea coffee. If you've ever seen Across the Spider Verse, then everyone knows that clip, that very memed clip now. But it is spicy, earthy, and it's very very warming. Yeah, you've seen it. um, yeah, it's amazing. And if you've ever had, I think a chai latte is a great place to start with that. If you're like if you enjoy Starbucks or as addicted to coffee as everyone on the planet is, um, yeah, I walk into a cafe. I'm an herbalist, but I still drink coffee chronically. I should be completely clear on that and completely honest with you guys. I still drink coffee. Coffee's technically an herbal infusion, is what I like to joke about. Um, I like to say the best way to start with chai is to have like chai in your coffee, and then go pick up like one of the cheaper chais at the store and try that out. And then if you really like it, to order the chai off of Mountain Rose Herbs. And someday I'm working on a chai right now, but I have no idea like which saint to base that off of. Like which saint is good with chai? I mean chai, because chai does so much. It's a very warming herb. And I already used Saint Blaise, who's known for calling down fire from heaven. So can't use that, right? So yeah, interesting thoughts about that. Maybe use Saint Joan of Arc since she was burned alive, bless her soul. Um, yeah, we'll see, we'll see. But that's roughly what chai is. Yeah. hmm And Starbucks really does have a good chai. It's very sweet. I usually get mine almost like without any sugar or anything in it. But Mother Teresa's a good idea. And she's pretty fiery, but she was known for her patience as well. with Mother Teresa, I might, and I can see where you're going with like warming. Maybe this is where you're going with it, Crafty. Um, it being a warming tea and a comforting tea, like how Mother Teresa brought in the poor in India and she took care of them. That's a good idea. Um, Honestly, what would be very fun is someone who's known for having a um, tendency to like preach and preach bombastically. And I would wonder who that is. Mother Angelica might be a good choice, but she's not a saint yet, and I want to stick with mostly just saints. Um, but Mother Angelica was known for sometimes being very forward. She was from, was it New Jersey? I think she's from New Jersey, and she started EWTN. Um, just very interesting individual. But she's venerable. She's not quite to the saint. It goes venerable, um, blessed, and then saint. There's some in between there, but those are the main portions there: venerable, blessed, and then saint. If they're going to be confirmed as saints, so good stuff. Good stuff. But yeah, absolutely, good ideas on those. Right now, I'm reading. This is so interesting. So, Physica is very interesting because it talks about general health. Hildegard of Bingen wrote this. This is an English translation. It was originally in Latin, and it talks about everything from plants to stones to reptiles. Is a whole book. It's not very long, but it's a whole book in here. Um, and right now I'm on stones. It's interesting the stuff that they believed about stones back in the day. It's very limited towards the medieval scientific literature. Stones were believed to form when when water and the sun came down and frothed up the water through boiling, and that froth would hit the corners, the sides of stones, and then it would, after it dry, become stone. It's also believed that when the when Earth, the general element, absorbed the heat during the day and absorbed the heat during summer, that sometimes that would delve deep into it, and if it overheated, it would cause these rocks to come up. And we can see that that's sort of true with volcanic, but that kind of comes from the inside instead of the outside. And as that rose to the top, you can see how they observed that and they thought, well, it holds this fiery understanding of things. So like I have Jasper on right now. That this is for reference. This stone right here. One second, let me take it off and show you guys. This stone right here is Jasper, which is Chalcedony, or for my Latin speaking individuals, which is literally nobody, because I'm weird. It's just Jaspis, Chalcedony, and this you can see it here. This is red. I know I'm colorblind, but I can. It actually has a label on it. That's how I know that it's red and not green. Um, and Jasper was thought to have developed as the sun begins to set in the ninth hour of the day. So probably like 9 p.m. Very interesting stuff. It is warmed by the fire of the sun itself, and that's why Jasper. Most of when they say Jasper, it's red. Is what they're talking about here. Such cool stuff. It is, and it's considered more airy than from water or fire. And they thought it had healing properties back in the day. Some still believe that, although by most that's considered superstition. And I don't sell or diagnose stones anyway. I don't diagnose at all because I'm an herbalist, not a doctor. But I do hold stones on me, and the reason that I keep it is just to remember the history and the tradition of that. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So that's why I'm working through stones right now. And let's see, Jasper, Praisine, Chalcedony. That puts me at uh, Chrys Chrysoprase, Chrysoprase or Chrysoprasus in Latin. So I'm gonna get to reading this, and I hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Feel free to have some tea with me. Mmm, lukewarm water. Lovely. Now, lukewarm water, they in Asia consistently have hot or lukewarm water because it absorbs better into the body. And that is scientifically proven. Such interesting things. Oh, and it looks like I'm out of tea. I'm going to refill it. I'm actually going to use, I'm going to put a little bit of my garlic honey in it because it's cold season and I desperately need the backup when it comes to this because I tend to be a very sickly individual. So, I have garlic infused honey, which you'll see it in the video that I'll post over the next few days. Yeah, right, valid. Um, so let me put some in that. I am still here though. Wish I could do this in front of you, but my room is kind of not built that way. So I actually have two or three friends right now that are sick, and they keep telling me um, that they're drinking the St. Blaise blend, and they wish they had more because it's the only thing that's helping with their sore throats. Poor things. Um, if I had any extra, I would I would totally tell them to come over and make it for them. But sadly, I don't have any at all at the moment. Um, I'm completely out. I use it all myself. But because I test them out, so I have a modified with a few blends here. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Um, Keeping them in my prayers, just keeping them with me, texting back and forth with them. One of them is teaching me to crochet, actually, which is a new development. I love crocheting, though. I've got like two granny squares in here right now. I'm making a case for a few different books, and it's kind of a nice thing to do as I'm testing out more herbs. And so, but that's how I end up with like jars full of herbs, like jars full of a modified St. Blaise blend. Like I'm not gonna sell you guys like a suboptimal blend because the certain parts are different. So if I'm not balancing the herbs right, what I will do is I will keep that just in a jar and I will just use that or help my friends or whatever's really needed. You know, I will consistently sit back and try out some new blend of tea. Right now, I have one called the St. Hildegard's blend, um, which is actually based off of St. Hildegard of Bingen. And she was the first ever, she was the first true gynecologist. And so you can imagine that what that blend is for, of course. Um, it's not very, I mean, I can simply track the effects on me that it's supposed to have, not exactly the effects on on those who experience periods so much so. But I can definitely, if I will get people asking me like, "Hey, do you have a blend for that?" And I'm like, "Well, I have something. I'm not sure if it will completely work, but we can try it if you'd like." And they're usually very willing. And so far, it's had amazing success. So I definitely look forward to sharing more of that as things come in the future. So, you know, now I end up with a dorm room full of jars of different herbs and stuff, which I absolutely love that. Don't get me wrong. It is such a great feeling to just look around and say, wow, look at all of the herbs around me. Just kind of where do I get the herbs for my blends? Do I have a big garden or do I use a supplier? So I use a supplier by the name of Mountain Rose Herbs. Mountain Rose Herbs gets theirs from subsistence farmers in the country that it comes from, typically. So, like if I ever put ginseng, eleuthero root, which is just ginseng. Um, if I were to get that herb from somewhere, and I do consistently get that herb from Mountain Rose Herbs because I'm testing with it right now, um, I know that that eleuthero root comes from India. It's organic, and that is the place where eleuthero typically comes from. So I know I'm getting it from its best location. I'm getting it from subsistence farmers. I'm getting it sustainably, and I'm not getting it from like child labor or something like that. I'm getting it from the best place ever for you guys, and I get it through Mountain Rose Herbs because they can do larger shipments. I wish I had a huge garden, and someday that will be a reality for me. I will have a garden, and then some of my herbs will be sourced from there. But still, some of them just don't grow. Thanks for the W, appreciate it. You know, I do my best. Yeah, I wish I had a garden, but someday. The plan is to eventually have that. But at the moment, I can't really keep a garden in my room. Right now, I am making I have my own materia medica. I call it my herba immaculata, which in English is the immaculate or the blessed herbs or the blessed plants is a good translation of that from the Latin to the English. And it contains, I think, 53 herbs right now, and all of it's handwritten. I'm transitioning to typing everything up because it's just more efficient. But right now, I'm working on studying the mimosa tree, which is pretty easy to get a hold of. But yeah, it's a very beautiful one, very beautiful plant. If you ever look it up and you like look at the little like puff balls or like frills, they look like pom poms on them. But I actually have a few that are sprouting in my room right now. Mimosa is called the heart opening herb because the plant itself, as it grows during the day, its leaves open, and during the nights, its leaves close, kind of like this, when it doesn't have access to light. So but definitely, I'll post a few pictures of those on Instagram as I continue my herbal studies, though. What's your IG? If you don't know, mind me asking. Um, I'm so sorry. What do you mean? What does IG stand for? I'm drawing a blank. Oh yeah, my Instagram. Absolutely. My Instagram. One second. Let me look it up because it's new. My Instagram is. I'm pretty sure it's the Holy Cup. One or the Holy Cup official. Let me see. Working on that right now. I had to kind of fight for Holy Cup official uh, in my other in YouTube. Let me see. It's the Holy Cup one. Yeah, at the Holy Cup one. Let me put that in the chat real quick for you guys. Wait, how do I do that? um, yeah, yeah. It's pretty it can be pretty rough if you don't know how to do belladonna. I know a few herbalists who have tried to grow and properly brew belladonna and failed, which is why you always start with literal. You literally the tradition is that you take a pin, like a pin without an ink in it, and you dip it in the water that you brewed it in. You put it on your tongue, and you can taste whether it's good or not. If it tastes, there's a taste called the bitter or putrid taste, and if you can taste that bitterness very heavily after about 3 minutes of it brewing, then it's probably not fit for drinking. Yeah, but please don't try that at home. That is something only professional herbalists should do ever. And then they can sell the belladonna in a blend. Yeah, eventually I want to sell those. I want to be able to make things more accessible to you all, of course, because our mission is very much just to make things accessible for anyone in any walk of life. Those herbal solutions should be available to anyone, and so the hope is that once I move into those other herbal solutions and such as salves and rubs, maybe scrubs, maybe I know a lot of people like the bath salts and bath bombs, something like that. Working on those different things is something that I definitely want to do and make available and accessible to everybody. Um, yeah, yeah, it's really beautiful. I cannot wait to have those available on the website. But everything is one step at a time, right? We've only been um, we've only been around for what, 4 or 5 months officially. And so I cannot wait. I cannot wait. But once this box is sold out, once the St. Margaret experience is completely sold out, then I'm going to be doing a bunch of expanding. You guys are gonna you're gonna see it at all. It's gonna be so beautiful. And yeah, the St. Margaret experience is just it's so amazing. The St. Margaret tea is really great after a heavy meal. I drink so much of it that actually I so that video the video that I have the St. Margaret's blend, it has me drinking the St. Margaret's blend while I'm doing it. That is the last of my St. Margaret's blend actually. Uh, what does it have in it again? The St. Margaret's Experience box is going to come with a huge bag of the St. Margaret's blend. That's a month's worth of the St. Margaret's blend if you're having it every single day. It's going to come with your tea steeper, a custom mug that's going to have it's going to have the Holy Cup on it, and then the other side is going to have a picture, a silhouette of the bronze hammer that is associated with St. Margaret, and then it'll have a QR code, and that QR code will take you to the video of me talking about St. Margaret, and that'll incorporate a few contemplations, a few prayers, a few just the legendary story of her is very interesting. And that's an exclusive video for only you 25 people. So it's gonna be me and the 25 that buy the box and nobody else. And that'll be accessible through your Gmail. You'll get an email that you have that it's available to you. Yeah. And it comes in a beautiful box. Best part about this, okay, I took so long to figure this out, but um, the box that I have, it's 8 inch by 8 inch by 8 inch cube, and most shelves when it comes to like big cabinets are 8 inch deep and 8 inch tall. So I made it to where that box can fit perfectly on your shelf and you can put any of your tea in it. So it comes with like a paper mache at the bottom. It's completely compostable, and it fits all of my teas perfectly. So that if you buy more or less tea, if you have a bunch of tea in there, or if you have those boxes of tea because you know you, maybe you want a chai and I don't provide a chai, for example, and you can stick that in the box and you can store all of it in one place. And that way, when you want to enjoy that experience once again, you take the box out of the cabinet and you can open it up. Um, that made me so happy, especially when they all came in and I folded them up. I had them in a huge stack in the corner. So much fun. So much fun. Yeah, just so cool. Yeah. And I'm looking at this now, and including tax and everything, um, buying one of the St. Margaret's boxes is $56. So that's tax, that's shipping and handling, that's the regular price of the box, all of it included together. We absorb most of the tax. That's an important note. I don't charge as much tax as they would have you charge. I have a custom rate in there so that we can absorb most of that. We also absorb most of the shipping. So it's a flat rate of $5. Basically, the most important thing is that this gets to you in a timely manner at best. And I checked other websites because I was like, all right, let's make sure that this is priced better than any other box. And this box is priced usually like half the amount. I was so surprised. Like, there's absolutely no way people are actually are actually like $100 for this. But for a blend like that, and as much as you're getting just the blend alone, people were charging like $70 for. And then if you want the extra paraphernalia in the box with it, if I put it all together, because they would actually have you put it together in a custom box, it would be like $112 plus shipping. And I was like, holy cannoli, because that's a lot, right? I was like, no, 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 we're not doing that. So I did a little finagling and got some prices down. I said, listen, these guys they deserve to have a better box, and now it's down to 56, including shipping, handling, and everything else included together. Uh, Cheers to that. Mm, I love tea. Uh, and it looks like it's getting pretty late, so I'll probably be off here in a little while. But thank you all for joining me. Just want to say that real quick. Don't worry about it. Listen, once I and just to be clear here, I'm going to be going home probably next month, the next month before that, because I'm at college right now. But I will be driving home so I can prepare more blends. And one of the things that I'm going to do is once I sell out of these 25, I will have the St. Margaret's blend available in those usual packages with everything else. So if you can't afford or buy that box right now, it is completely fine. To be honest, I'm just sorry that you have to wait. But I have to, give this time its due. And I want to get these blends to you guys as quickly as possible. But sadly, I have to get A's in my classes. So that is exactly what it is. Yes, thank you so much for understanding, Moon. We will definitely work on getting that to you. And trust me, I'm in college. I understand what it's like to be a broke college student. I live off of cafeteria food, aka I desperately need digestive teas. All right, guys, we are going to call it a night. Just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. And again, this is completely recorded, so I will be posting this on YouTube and hanging out with you guys soon enough. Um, Thank you so much for joining us. It means a lot to me. And tell your friends about the St. Margaret's experience because I cannot wait to get this out to people. And it is definitely in short supply very soon because I already have a few people who are going to buy it tomorrow morning first thing. So I love you all. Praying for you, keeping you in my hearts. Have a good one.